Quick video on me just showcasing how to actually get yourself a lot of crystals with the new Heckbug 2022 event. Hello and welcome to another JMP video. I'm your host JonNario, and let's get started with the crystal grinding method using the Heckbug egg. I'm just going to be talking about some of the requirements. First and foremost, the requirements to actually get this done is just going to be essentially nothing. You don't need anything in order to actually make this grinding method work, but some of the things that are definitely recommended are going to be the treats that you can craft, also the kits, and also the blankets. Pretty much essentially all of the treats that you can craft for the critters, for the caves in the Crystology table. So those are going to be essentially the most recommended thing if you want to grind this efficiently. Also, if you're looking for to upgrade your modules, which I'm going to be talking about it later on, then some of the things that you also need is just going to be being in Crystology 100, so you can actually craft yourself Accelerate for the modules for Meta Matters, so you can actually just get them quickly. So yeah, that's essentially going to be anything. You don't need to complete the quest. And another thing that I would highly recommend you to do is that if you're a new starter player, then at least get yourself some of the Geo Cave quest line done, so you can actually just start getting some of the module upgrades, some free meta matter, some free reliquaries, so you can actually start upgrading all of them, and you get a bunch of treats, kits, and all that stuff. So it's very recommended for you to actually just do the Geo quest line if you haven't done it already. So yeah, that's essentially going to be some of the requirements that I need to mention before I actually go over all of the steps right now. Now that I got all that out of the way, let me just explain to you what are going to be the steps for you to actually get yourself a lot of crystals. In the background footage, it's just going to be a bunch of different types of recording that I do have. Well, mainly it's just one recording because this video I was going to do a live commentary, but I decided to scrap it and just make a supposed commentary so I can make it much more condensed, so you can actually just see what I'm talking about instead of just me rambling and going all over the place. In this recording, it was a 12-minute recording, give or take, and I got over 30,000 crystals, so you can get a lot of crystals if you're lucky enough. So let's just go over all of them right now. So let's start talking about step by step, going into step 1, which is going to be go into the Sunken Sun Vault. Sunken Sun Vault is going to be the only portal that actually spawns the new critters, which are going to be for the Heckbugs. All of the critters that are normally spawned in the Sunken Sun Vault are replaced with critters which are going to be tied to this event. These critters are just going to drop eggs, and they're going to drop a new box which you can open to get a new tradable mount and ally, and also you can also get yourself some crystals here and there. And also you can get more eggs, more of the Heckbug egg, and just essentially just go into the Sunken Sun Vault and just essentially just grind the critters. Throw the blankets, throw the kits, treats, use your laser, whatever, in order to actually get yourself all of the critters tamed, so you can actually get yourself a bunch of eggs. Also, the eggs will spawn randomly on the ground, so you can actually just get them like right there. So if you don't have any of those kits, those trees, or those blankets, then you can just get them right there. But yeah, that's essentially what you're going to be doing. Once you're done, go back into the hub, go into the egg incubator, which is going to be step 2. Step 2, going into the egg incubator. So once you arrive into the spawn, go to the left side from your spawn, and you're going to find the egg incubator. In that egg incubator, you're going to put in all of your eggs that you actually do get, like one by one. Each and every single egg will take around 10 seconds to just get, so you can hatch it. So you can just put them one by one, and once you have them done and open all of them, you're going to get a lot of companions. Those companions will grant you Geode and Trove Mastery at the same time, and it can grant you quite a lot of them. So you are going to get those companions, which you can get a common, a uncommon, and a rare companion, and it's going to work exactly like any of the companions out there. The rare companion seems to be one of the better companions in the entire game, so you can actually have one for yourself, so you can actually get yourself a bunch of different stats, which is not bad. Either way, once you actually open up all of your eggs, move on to step 3. Step 3, go into the Forever Home Finder, which is going to be literally right next to the egg incubator, and right there you're going to essentially collect all of the allies that you actually did get from the eggs, and those allies are going to grant crystal depending on the rarity of the ally, which is going to be common, uncommon, and rare. Common is just going to grant you 200 crystals per companion, uncommon is 1500, and rare is 10,000. So yes, rare allies will grant you 10,000 crystals, which is a lot of crystals. This is something that if you do get those rare allies, that's going to be a lot. And let me tell you, 10,000 crystals is a lot of crystals. So if you do get multiple of them, like I just mentioned in this recording, I got 3 of them. So that's 30,000 crystals just randomly opening up some eggs, which it wasn't a whole lot of them to begin with. So yeah, you can definitely get a lot, and I mean a lot of rares and get a lot of crystals. And yeah, that's essentially the whole grinding method. Once you're done, go back into the Sunken Sun Vault and just repeat the process. And that's essentially it. It's super easy. It's a very straightforward method. Now that you have all of the crystals, you can craft every single item that is required for crystals. In, for example, the modules, the geode modules. So some of the things that are going to be very important for those, which is going to be like Path Painter, Vacuumatic, and stuff like that. Those are going to be modules which are require a lot of crystals. So what you're going to be doing is, if you're looking to upgrade your modules, let's move on into step 4. So step 4, you're going to be moving into the reliquary vendor. So going into the reliquary, which is going to be, once you spawn, go to the right instead of the left, so literally across from the egg incubator, you're going to find the Crystology table. On the floor above the Crystology table, there's going to be the reliquary vendor, and the reliquary vendor is going to sell you 3 types of reliquary, 4 of them if you include the one that is tied to, I do believe it is either Geomastery and part of the quest line. Yeah, you can just buy 3 of them for crystal. The one that I will recommend you to get is obviously the Luminous Reliquary. So that is going to cost 4,000 crystals per reliquary, which is quite a lot, but again, you can get a lot of crystals. Like I just mentioned, if you're lucky, you can get hundreds of thousands of crystals in like an hour. And you can use those crystals to get yourself the reliquary, which those reliquaries are going to be used to get yourself meta matter. So once you get yourself the reliquary, go back into the Sunken Sun Vault, which is going to be essentially step 5. So go back into the Sunken Sun Vault and just do your own grinding method like you normally do in order to get the crystals in the first place. So you're going to get the critters, get crystals, get anything really. Like anything is just going to upgrade your reliquary. The easiest one is obviously going to be if you find a room where there's a lot of plants or crystals. Use like a Vacuumatic if you do have it, and you're going to essentially just level up the reliquary instantaneously, like you're going to see right now on screen. Yeah, you're going to essentially get 500 points for the reliquary, and once you're done with the reliquary, let's go back into the reliquary vendor, or the area where the reliquary vendor is at. So step 6 is going to be, you need to open up your reliquaries. So go back into the area that I did mention where you buy the reliquaries in the first place, and right next to the NPC vendor there's going to be a crafting table called the Reliquary Revealer. There you are going to put your maxed out reliquary, and it's going to take around 2 hours. Or if you use an Accelerate, that's why I did recommend towards the beginning to get rank 100 in the Crystology, so you can start crafting Accelerate. An Accelerate is just super cheap, and just use 1 Accelerate to remove 2 hours out of your reliquary. So in other words, just use 1 Accelerate to get the reliquary immediately. Just opening up that reliquary is going to be around a 40 to 50% chance to get yourself meta matters, and that is going to be at 10 to 12 meta matters per reliquary. You can get yourself some of the other materials like wallflowers and ancient gear, which you can use for the modules, or you can sell them to get yourself a little bit extra flux. But if you do get yourself meta matters, 10 to 12 of them, that's essentially like what, like 2-3 upgrades depending on what level is your module. So yeah, if you, let's just say if you open 10 of them, and out of those 10 of them, 4 of them turned out to be 10 to 12 meta matters each, you clearly are going to see that there's potential of getting either from 40 to 48 meta matters, which is easily almost a maxed out module right there. Also, the other thing that you can do is just use a low star which the low star is just going to bump that out to 100%, but the amount of meta matter that you do get is going to be reduced from 10 to 12 to 3 to 5, so around that area, 3 to 5 on average. So that's going to be if you use a low star, which is not recommended because low star can be quite expensive. But either way, that's essentially how you get yourself a lot of meta matters with using this method. That's very important because alongside the crystal, the meta matter is the only resource that is not tradable. So essentially all of the other resources that is required to upgrade modules are tradable aside from the crystals and the meta matter. So doing this method will allow you to essentially just upgrade your modules really quickly and get you a lot of geode and trove mastery points. So make sure to get to doing that. So make sure to do that if you can. And yeah, that's going to be everything for me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around as always. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe for more content like this. And make sure to do this because you only got 2 weeks to actually do this method. So that's going to be everything once again for me. Thank you once again for watching and I hope to see you next time. Take care and keep on hunting. Yeah.